Okay, so I'm just gonna fire these off. I'd love to hear maybe a quick 3 minute just pitch on the company. You can use slides if you want, but just love to hear that. Almost like you were, pitching to the sharks on Shark Tank.
Hi there, I'm David Colleen, CEO of Sapient X. We're an AI company that makes conversational characters that solve an important problem in the hospitality industry, that is short staffing. Right now, there's roughly 2 million unfilled jobs in the US in hotels and restaurants, and we find that our digital characters running in kiosks or digital signs can perform basic tasks. For instance, in a hotel, we can't make a bed, but we can check you in and answer questions and give you directions, order food for you. In a restaurant, we may not be able to flip a burger, but we can take your order for that and send you on your way faster than ever. This is an important thing for the companies that we're working with because they plain just can't find enough people to work, but also because we're able to do this at a very low cost, roughly 1% of what costs for a minimum wage employee. So one of the key things about our system, our characters as they're interacting with people are really good at understanding you as you're speaking naturally. We go up to 99% accuracy. Now, ChatGPT is part of our system. We use GPT-4 to enhance the conversationality of our characters, but we found that system to not be very accurate, so we combined it with our symbolic reasoning system, and we're able to get up to 99% accuracy because of that. Many important companies have used earlier versions of our software to open source in 2012, and examples of that are the Talking Tom app was a hit on the iPhone App Store and had 65 million downloads, and it led to a unicorn exit for the game company that used that. Just Answer to this day answers about 100,000 questions a day on their website using our ChatScript software. Another key company is Core, an AI company, was selected as the top conversational AI company by Gartner using our software. So this year, 2023, our goal is to raise 500,000 of customer revenue. Next year, our goal is 5.8 million, and we're on track for doing that. Sapient X was founded by myself, two other partners. Bruce Wilcox joined the team in 2008, and he's our chief scientist, and he comes from an AI background in game companies. He also has won the Loebner Prize 4 times for the best conversational AI system. My other co-founder, Macklin Marvett, has built large engineering teams. He has a background in VR, but most recently he was an actual rocket scientist over at Jeff Bezos' rocket company. Myself, I'm a business person, founded Planet 9, early VR pioneer, and I also helped get Matterport going and brought them to their first customers. We've been able to field over 30 prototypes working with key customers like Mitsubishi and NEC, LG, and Samsung, and we've been busy building ecosystem partners to help us sell our products in key verticals. To date, we've raised $3.7 million, and as I mentioned earlier, almost all of this is going to us getting out there working with new customers and selling more and more product. The character that you see on the screen here is Chief, that went into San Diego's retail center called Liberty Station last year in December, and we're putting characters like Chief in key public locations doing jobs that can't be filled or that people don't want to fill. One last thing that I'd like to mention here, and that is that while we're focused solely on creating a great company, we also track our peers, 41 of them. Roughly 3/4 of those companies have already exited, mostly through acquisitions, a few through IPOs, and they have really knocked it out of the park for their investors with 4.5x return on invested dollars. We can't guarantee, of course, that we'll follow in their footsteps, but this is a hot market right now, and we'd like to think we're a hot company in that market. So thank you very much.
Well, I would love to spend a little bit of time going back and talking about the business model. So, you've built this conversational AI tool that can be used essentially providing information. And is it also for collecting information from customers as well? So, like hotel check in?
The first generation of conversational systems were question answering systems like Siri and Alexa. We're a next generation system that can fully interact with people and understand at a very deep level what people are trying to express so that we we can fill that need. It goes beyond question answering, which of course we do, but with our automotive customers, a strange use case is just being able to talk. We find that 40% of all user conversation in settings like your car are just purely conversational. So we're filling the need for lonely people.
Can you give me maybe an example of what that might look like?
Yeah, so if you're driving in your car, you might ask a conversational interface to turn the lights on or play music for you. That's pretty common sort of stuff. But you may also just say, "How's it going today? It's a beautiful day out," and have conversation like you were talking with a friend. One of my friends, Brian Eberman, ran the Jibo home robot, and they found that 40% of all user conversation was just purely conversational. Once people know that you can talk to a character, they do.
Yeah. And that the character will respond back and can carry on a conversation.
We have a need to personify things. I talk to my cat.
Do you feel like that is a core differentiator of your product versus some of the other AI tools that are out there?
Well, we are dramatically different in that regard. We do things that other systems don't, such as breaking down user words into nouns and verbs and adjectives, the way your seventh grade English teacher taught you to do it. But they're kind of like minor birds. They're repeating things that they've heard responded to in the past without really having any understanding of what they're saying.
How do you think about companies that are maybe adjacent or could move into your space like Replica that do a lot of this conversational AI?
Well, the core of what we do is natural language understanding. Occasionally, we use commodity synthetic voices, including from Replica and others. There's also speech recognition, which is also a commodity, so we use a variety of vendors using the best technology for the given setting. We also have our own, and we use that primarily in offline settings. We have a lot of different partners in order to achieve these things, and one of the new frontiers for us is machine vision. We're trying to reproduce not just how people talk to each other, but how they interact visually with one another, which is an important channel in human communication. We did a rethink and looked at what industries are really going to need us through a pandemic, and out of the blue it hit us that we were beginning to do work with a vending machine company in Akron, Ohio, who had secured a project with Amazon to vend COVID supplies to warehouse employees. We built a conversational character that would interact with drivers and other warehouse employees. At that point, we realized that rather than being a feature that was nice to have, it was essential to have a conversational character that could fill that human role of delivering supplies to people in a vending machine. And it was also at a time when 85% of the people, because of COVID, didn't want to touch the buttons on vending machines. So all of a sudden, we were the right solution. So we decided to take a look at what industries are most hard hit by staffing shortages. And the big ones at the moment are hotels and restaurants. They just can't find enough people to work. So that's what we've been focused on this past year. It's not that we want to displace people. We want to help businesses that are having problems finding enough people.
Yeah, makes sense.
There have been a number of different stages of the development of conversational systems over the years. Literally, the first one was in 1965, so it's been a pot long on the burner. The first generation of conversational systems we called chatbots. They were really simple and they used keywords. If you happened to say the keyword, it would elicit predefined response. The next generation of systems were like Siri and Alexa. They were called slot filling systems. They upped the technology a little bit in what was called slot filling systems. So they would try to discern what is it that the user's trying to achieve. Is he trying to book a hotel room or do navigation or play music? And then would focus on just serving that one particular use. Then you started seeing the machine learning systems come in, and they were a totally different approach that was using statistical analysis to take a best guess on the appropriate response. These systems had limitations in accuracy. Typically, they only correctly answered a question 2 out of 3 times. Our system is dramatically different than all those. It's a symbolic reasoning system that uses concept and pattern matching, and it allows us to not just achieve a higher level of accuracy, but also to do it in much less code. And that turns out is an important thing for a couple of reasons. We're able to run on pretty much any computer and any operating system on the planet. You can't do that with big systems like Siri and Alexa that require supercomputers to run. So our goal was when we first started using GPT 3.5 about a year and a half ago was to fix those problems. And we found that by bringing it together with our symbolic reasoning system, we could make the best version of GPT on the planet by combining the conversationality with the accuracy of our symbolic reasoning system. And that's a big win for our customers.
This is not investment advice, should not be construed as such. These are just some of the things that I'm thinking about, the things that I like, the risks that I see. Tell me down in the comments, what are the risks that you see? What are the merits of the deal? And if you end up investing, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear kind of your investment thesis as you went ahead and made that investment. And if you've enjoyed this, be sure to check out some of my other WeFunder videos where I met with some incredible founders like Renuka at Clockwork. Thanks.